Welcome to my channel. Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood was born on July 20, 1938. She was the daughter of Maria Zudilova and Nicholas Zakharenko. Natalie started her acting career at the early age of 4. Her mother Maria was keen to make her daughter a star and would push her into auditions, despite her young age. It is said that Maria had an encounter with a fortune teller who claimed her second child would be of great beauty, but that she should beware of dark water. Natalie had a good successful career in acting. Some of her roles included Miracle on 34th Street in 1947. Rebel Without a Cause in 1955, West Side Story in 1961 and Gypsy 1962. She would go on to star in other films throughout her career, and by the age of 25, she had been nominated for 3 Oscars. Natalie would marry her first husband, Robert Wagner, in 1957, when she was just 19. Robert was also an actor. He is well known for his role in the series Heart to Heart. In June 1961, the couple announced their separation, and would eventually divorce. Robert was rumored to be involved with his co-star on Heart to Heart, but he denied this. In May 1969, Natalie would marry her second husband, Richard Gregson, a British producer, after they had been dating for 3 years. They had a daughter in 1970. Sadly, however, this marriage would also end in divorce. She would go on to reunite with Robert Wagner, and they remarried for a second time. She gave birth to her second daughter in March 1974. Everything had been going well, until November 29, 1981, when Natalie died aged 43. At the time of her death, she was making the film Brainstorm with her co-star Christopher Walken. Rumors began that both Natalie and Christopher were having an affair, but they denied this, and claimed to be just really good friends. They both got on really well. At the time of her death, Natalie, Robert and Christopher had been on the boat Splendor for the weekend, along with the captain Dennis Davern. Natalie and Robert often took boat trips to Catalina Island, which is located off the coast of California. On November 28, Natalie, Robert, Christopher and Dennis went ashore for dinner at Doug's Harbor Reef, before returning back to the Splendor. Reports suggest they had been drinking heavily at dinner. There would be several accounts as to what went on that evening while on board the Splendor, with one stating that Robert had a very heated argument with Christopher about wanting to sleep with his wife. At around 11:05 p.m., those on board realized that the boat's dinghy was missing. Robert also went to find Natalie, and discovered she wasn't on the boat. Natalie had a terrible fear of water, and could not swim. This is a fear she had for many years. It is believed that if she wanted to go to shore in the dinghy, Dennis would go with her. They tried to look for her, but couldn't find her anywhere. It is reported that the Coast Guard was not informed until 3:30 a.m. that Natalie was missing. Around 8 a.m., Natalie's body was found floating in the water, around a mile south of the boat. The dinghy would also be found beached nearby. She was dressed in a flannel nightgown, socks and a down jacket. There is no mention that she had on a life vest. The toxicology report revealed that Natalie's blood alcohol level was 0.14 at the time of her death. They also found several bruises on her arms, leg and face, which concluded to be consistent with a fall overboard. One theory that was suggested is she was so fed up with the arguments between Robert and Christopher, she decided to go ashore on her own, had tried to board the dinghy on her own, and had fallen and hit herself on the boat. Another theory suggested that while she was in bed, the dinghy had been banging against the side of the boat, and she went to move this. The steps down to the dinghy were slippery, and she could have fallen down these into the water. Some people believed that Robert had something to do with her death. Her death would be ruled as an accident. Christopher would go on later in 1997 to go on to say, he believes she died moving the dinghy. In November 2011, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department decided to reopen her case, after receiving new information. It was discovered that Dennis the captain had lied about Natalie's death when he was first questioned. He claimed that Robert was the one responsible for her death. However, with no evidence of this, it could not be proved. He would also go on to claim that the weekend was filled with many heated arguments, and the main issue was the flirting between Natalie and Christopher, which caused much tension. Robert was jealous of Christopher. A witness on a nearby boat reported that both her and her boyfriend had heard a woman screaming around 11 p.m. However, it is believed that another nearby boat had been having a party, and the woman wasn't sure if the scream had come from there. In 2013, her official cause of death was changed from accidental drowning to drowning and other undetermined factors. In February 2018, Robert was officially named a person of interest in Natalie's death, even though he has always claimed that her death was just an accident. Natalie Wood's funeral took place on December 3, 1981, at Westwood Memorial Park. Unfortunately, without a confession or more evidence, Natalie's death remains as an accident. In memory of Natalie Wood. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.